Hello. Today we visit r/AskReddit to see what's the one thing you would never buy secondhand. Make sure to comment something you personally wouldn't buy secondhand. With that, sit back and enjoy. Underwear. Socks. Believe it or not, there are plenty of people who would buy used socks and willing to pay more than the new ones. I was about to say I'd never buy underwear or socks used, but I would sell plenty of them used. This was my first thought, but there's actually a whole market for this type of thing. Me personally though? That's a no-go. I don't think the people buying them intend to wear them. They sniff them. There, I said it. Keyboard. I've disassembled quite a few for cleaning, and they are disgusting. If I have the chance, I'd rather use my own or buy a new one. Detest the thought of using someone else's. Seconding this. I ran a build and repair service for high-end keyboards for a while. Quit in part because of the shit people sent me. I have horror stories, with pictures to back them up. Clean your keyboards, folks, and try not to eat, or participate in other activities at your desk. My local Goodwill sold bathing suits, used lingerie too, just the tops. Once my big sister was going to buy both but assumed they were new but given to Goodwill because the person who bought it ended up not liking it or something. She even asked the lady at the desk about it. When we got to the car, she found out both were stained, especially the lingerie. You can assume with what. I could never buy either of those used, especially after that. Mattress. This one for me. I could never. Yet a hotel mattress has probably seen more people, adult fun time, and body fluids than any second-hand mattress. But they, hopefully, change the sheets and/or comforter. And I also shower in the morning after sleeping in one. Had an aunt who worked at a hotel. Comforters are only changed if there are noticeable stains. Otherwise never. Sheets usually, unless they run out of time cleaning the room. They got something like 5 minutes per room. Only thing you can guarantee is clean is the towels. Mattress. I rolled the dice when I was younger and bought two from a really nice couple that swore they had never been used. 10 years later, still the most comfortable mattresses I've ever used and saved me around $1,000. If they had bed bugs, I can't imagine what that would have cost. Not a gamble I'd do again. If bed bugs didn't exist, I'd totally do it again. I don't care if someone jizzed all over it. I've slept on many of couches that has been used that way. A helmet. They can only take one good hit. Anything that has to do with safety. Had a friend get bumped at a gas station. It was a nothing hit, cosmetic damage to the front bumper. He got a videotape of the incident, called his insurance company and made a claim. To his surprise, they told him to replace the 2 car seats he had in the vehicle. He chuckled a bit and said, "It was a small bonk, they'll be fine." The adjuster said completely deadpan, "At some point a hit will damage a car seat enough to make it ineffective in a crash." I never want my assessment to be wrong. I've had 2 insurance claims since my son was born. A not-at-fault accident, was rear-ended, kiddo was not in the car thankfully. And when my car was stolen. In both cases, replacing the car seat was the only thing my insurance didn't try to nickel and dime or duck around with it. Was your kid in the car when it was stolen? You clarified the first incident but not the second, haha. As a former adjuster, I'm laughing a little. Absolutely, we insisted on replacing the seats, even when the client didn't think it was necessary. Your child is ready to graduate to the next size seat? Okay, we'll pay for that. Yay, and every ski resort you go to rents out helmets. No clue how many times people may have fallen with them. From what I know, skiing and snowboarding helmets, like some other sporting helmets, hockey, football, etc., are designed to take repeated impacts and be reusable. It's bicycle and motorcycle helmets that have the one and done hit rule. Unfortunately, that's not correct. Skiing, snowboarding helmets should also be replaced after a crash. The forces they have to take can absolutely be on par with a motorcycle helmet. Slamming into an icy slope after crashing at 100+ km/h is no joke. Now, if you're a beginner and fall over while queuing for the lift and lightly hit your head, it most likely won't be an issue. A couch. I used to work at a pest control company, and the number one thing that brought them in was used furniture, but usually a couch. Those ducks are terrifying. They hide in tiny cracks and crevasses during the day and then come out to feed on you at night. You don't notice until it's too late. You'll start waking up with itchy bites, see little red sprinkles in the seams of your mattress, and eventually see them. One single pregnant female on a throw pillow is all it takes. The male stabs the female in the abdomen, literally one time, and she's pregnant for life and off to make your life miserable. Then you have to pay $2,500 plus for a company to treat them. And if they miss one pregnant female. My friend's parents have bedbugs right now. They've cleaned everything about 6 times now. It keeps switching between the bed and couch, so they are finally dumping the couch and going for another clean on the bed. They need to have a company come out and treat. Throwing the furniture out won't solve the problem. They hide in electrical outlets, the crevice where the carpet meets the baseboard, the drapes, crevices in the blinds, any crack. We had a bedbug infestation and I hope to never get one again. Can confirm. Bedbugs gave me something adjacent to PTSD. It's been several years and I still feel compelled to check the edges of the mattress with a flashlight occasionally, and God forbid I see a piece of lint moving in the fan's breeze. We treated them ourselves, as much we could. The infestation was coming from another apartment. We ended up having to spray a likely unhealthy amount of bed bug spray, moved the bed away from the wall, bagged the mattress, made super sure that none of the blankets ever touched the ground, and poured basically an entire bag of diatomaceous earth around the perimeter of the bedroom and around the bed. Still wasn't 100% effective. We broke our lease and moved. A year and a half later I found a dead bedbug wedged in a crack in some furniture. The furniture had been spray treated and then left in a hot storage unit for several weeks, and the bug really was dead, but that still caused a few days of paranoia. In relationship to couches not bed bug related. One time, my roommate had a party and someone literally shat on my couch. I had no hope of cleaning it despite 1 week attempt. I was a poor student, so I just pitched it to the curb, as unattractively as possible. Wouldn't you know it, someone dumpster dived and hauled it away. Still grosses me out almost 20 years later. I had a spare mattress that a friend vomited on. Could not get the smell out after several cleans. Finally decided to chuck it out and wrote that it was vomited stained on it in big letters and someone still took it lol. The best part was that it turned up back at the dumpster like a month later. Guess they couldn't get the smell out either. Condoms. My mom worked for the children's division and told me a story about 2 boys 16-ish years old who went on a double date. They ended up both having some adult fun time with their respective girlfriends in the car. Only one of them brought condoms. Wanting to be safe, the one friend in the back asked to use the condom after his friend was done with it and turned it inside out. As you can imagine, backseat's girlfriend got pregnant with front seat friend. My mom always told us this story as a teachable moment, like I planned on using a buddy's used condom lol. He ducking flipped it? I mean, reusing condoms is stupid already, but why would you turn it inside out? Because then your dick would be touching where his dick was and that would be gay. Of course, you're right. Toothbrushes. Not a toothbrush, but I was on an Air India flight once and in the toilet, alongside the soap, they had a bottle of mouthwash. As in, a communal bottle of mouthwash on a plane. It was half empty. Blur. I could almost see this making sense if like they had little disposable paper cups to pour it in as well. But it'd be hard to trust everyone who has ever flown on that plane not to put their lips on the bottle anyways. Only takes one person to ruin it for everyone. You haven't lived until you have used someone else's toothbrush, while it still has all the toothpaste foam on it from their mouths. It's like an indirect French kiss. You get extra points for doing it with your friend's parents, before they are done, while maintaining eye contact. One thing? Earphones, underwear, shoes, toothbrush, socks, mattress, like, I can go on, but my goodness, there's a lot. Why shoes? For me, I have some foot issues. If the shoes have been worn by someone else for any appreciable amount of time, they've molded to that person's foot. Wearing them can add to the pain I experience and potentially create more issues down the road. In general, shoes are one thing you should buy secondhand with extreme caution. Even if you don't have foot problems, they can develop because you wore shoes molded to someone else's feet. Some shoes get broken in a way that doesn't agree with my feet. Last time I bought secondhand shoes, I kept losing my balance because the footprint was different. If that makes any sense. Adult fun time toys would never, as who know what sort of shit on there. I was in the military over a decade ago. Me and another sergeant were inspecting our soldiers' rooms, but he was a bit of an oddball with some strange quirks. Wasn't a very formal deal, just sort of walking through doing a cursory check. Towards the end, sort of shooting the shit with the soldiers as we check. It was obvious guy had a clean trash bag covering up stuff in bottom of his trash can. Lift bag, and don't you know, it's a full-sized fake rubber ass. The other sergeant with me comes over and lifts it up, and is like, "Whoa, check this out. Look, it's got a pussy hole and everything." The soldier says he is throwing it out because he has used it a few times without cleaning it, and I respond with, "Beautiful," while rolling my eyes. However, the other sergeant is fascinated with this thing. He's now fully inspecting it on the countertop, looking it over like he's a quality control inspector. "You were throwing it out because it hasn't been cleaned the last couple times?" the sergeant asks. The soldier says yes, while we are kind of looking at each other like WTF is going on here. The sergeant spends a couple more seconds looking at it, smacks the fake butt, then throws it under his arm and begins to walk out. "I'll throw it out for you, no worries man," and he walks right out the door. I remember just standing there in shock, like did he really just do that? Then all of us bust out laughing and I said, "I told you man, that's one strange mother duckin' dude." Craziest part was when the story got around the unit. The other sergeant would openly brag like he got some hidden treasure and we were the suckers that missed out. One of the grossest, but funniest things I've ever seen. Now my favorite 2 comments that describe this thread. Why are the top comments things people realistically wouldn't even think of buying secondhand? Oh, you guys wouldn't buy used single-use disposable products? Wow. With that I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching all the way until the end and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment something you wouldn't buy secondhand. If you want to watch more of my content click the video on screen now. Until next time.